15 with Aston Villa. It's a new season and it's new possibilities, hopefully, for us. After our first two seasons, as you can see here on the league history chart, 16th and then 15th. So I suppose we did go up one spot last season, but nothing too much. Hopefully this year we can really put a stepping stone up the table and possibly finish more mid-table to a top half. So you can see here I've got the Villa logo. I've downloaded a logo pack. I think it's Passion 4 FM. You can get it there. You can get it on Sword Out of SI as well if you don't know how to. Or don't know where to get it. That's where to get them. So that gives me all the Premier League badges, which is good. And all the international badges, I think. Like we look at Argentina. Yeah, it's got it up here. Over there. So that's all good. Anyway, into the transfers, which there has been a few, so we're going to have a look at it. Still got a bit of money in the bank. So you can see here, fair amount of people going for a combined fee of 20.5 million. Only 5 coming in for a combined fee of 16.25. Anyway, on the outs, we start off with Danny Ings, who left for 7.25 million. Last year was a really, really poor year for Danny Ings. 19 games in the league, just 1 goal to his name. After such a promising first kind of half season when we brought him in January in the first year for 1.1 million. He didn't do that last year, and I thought 7.25 million was a decent enough get for somebody who has done that. Kieran Richardson went out on a free. He still hasn't picked up a club. Tonev has gone to Preston on a free. Silla is still on a free, and Zogby was released. All these guys, Omerovic has gone to Bolton, Gardner's gone to Plymouth, Robinson to Bradford, Leggett to Gillingham, Abdu to Charlton, O'Hare on a free, Haley on a free, Sundman on a free, Archer on a free, Taylor on a free, Danasian on a free, Nieme on a free. And Federico Bonazzoli's gone out on loan once again, 19 years old. I think this is his year to really kind of break through. Like, we put him in the first season for $1 million. He's had 6 loans since. So hopefully, I'm not sure how long this loan is. So this is a year-long loan, so I'm really hoping he can put a foot down with Basel. Possibly playing in the Champions League. I'm not quite sure about that, but hopefully he can do well. And the other guy to go was Guido Pizarro for 13.25 million. He was sniffing at a move away, and I didn't really stop him, even though he only came in last year for 6 million. 7.25 million profit for a guy who he got better as the season went on, but he still just wasn't great. And get 13.25 million was a good deal, I think. Anyway, on the ins, we've got 5 guys, 2 loans, 3 full transfers. Got Karim Rikic on a free transfer. He was released by Manchester City, as he usually does, to be fair. He's a decent enough centre-back, can also slot in at left-back. Like, he'll be playing as a backup for us this year. The thing I like about him is he's already gone up to 6 million in value, so if I decide to flog him on next year, I might get a good 5-6 million profit on him. So I would recommend him. Also, if you're at a championship club or something and he gets released, like, I really would go in for him, because he is a serious player, really, to get. Next man in was Gerard Deulofeu, 22 years old, on loan from Barcelona. He's a winger. All know about him in real life. He was decent enough at Everton last year. In the game, he went on loan to Sevilla in the first season, did quite well. Then was at Barca last year but didn't do too much, and he's come to us now on loan. Hopefully he can do quite well. He is, as it says here, a fairly selfish player. That's a bit of an understatement if you're asking me, but nonetheless, he is a good player and I'm hoping he can do well at us. Next guy in was the biggest transfer of the lot, 8.5 million for David Santon from relegated Newcastle. Ryan Bertrand went back to Chelsea after his loan spell, so we had to fill a void at the left back area, and David Santon was the quick fix. 25 years old, so he's not really a quick fix. He's a fairly long-term buy as well, which is good to see. As you can see here, 2 solid enough seasons for Newcastle in the Premier League. A few injuries here and there, so hopefully he doesn't pick up too many injuries this time around. But nonetheless, good player. Good player for most Premier Division sides. Possesses great pace, fairly loyal, can play in a couple of positions well. He can play left back and right back, which is quite handy, and can also play at wing backs as well. Next man in for 6 million was Lucas Boye. That's how I'm going to pronounce it, Boye. For 6 million from River Plate in the Argentinian Premier League. He's a striker. He's going to fill the void left by Danny Ings. He's going down at the moment because he picked up a bit of an injury, and he's also still on international duty because he's with the Argentinian under 23s in the Olympics over in Rio. So he's not with us for today's game. He looks actually quite a good player, though, to be honest, for a 20-year-old. Hopefully, if we can develop him, he can do well. 8 under 20 goals for Argentina in 10 appearances. Only 12 grand on the wages as well, so kind of compensates for the 6 million fee, which I suppose might have been a little overpriced. But possibly, like, he's already gone up to 8 million, so hopefully he can continue to rise with that. And he's just a young guy that I think keep tabs on as one of our kind of backup strikers for this year. Like he's down as our 3rd or 4th striker, so we'll have to see how he goes. And last but not least, Divock Origi coming in on loan from Liverpool. A lot of talk of this guy in real life after his 11 million move to Liverpool. He's gone back on loan to Lille. In real life, he's doing quite well, and he did quite well this year for them. He did, in the first season, he did quite well with them, and then went to Saint Etienne last year, back, of course, in Ligue 1 in France. So this is his first season, I think, in the Premier League, really. So it's going to be interesting to see how he goes. I brought him in. He's kind of a rotation option, to be honest. He can play up front, and he can also play on both wings, which is quite handy. And like he's a guy with great pace, good physical attributes, and also got a few decent technicals and mentals in there as well to help us out. That's it for now. I don't know, there might be the odd transfer too coming in later, but that is it for now. In terms of pre-season, fairly decent. Drew 0-0 with Feyenoord, beat De Graafschap 3-0, beat Peterborough 3-0, beat Bradford 2-1, drew 0-0 with Coventry and drew 1-1 with Claremont Foot, I think. Claremont Foot. So not bad. Didn't get beaten. And we've got Nottingham Forest today in the first league game of the year. As you can see, we've got Forest and Ipswich first 2 games, which are really 2 chances, I would have said, to get some early points on the board before tricky games against Man U and Spurs are coming soon. We are on the Monday night, so everyone else has actually played their game. Anyway, the team we've gone for today: Victor Valdez in goal, back four Santon on debut, Okore, Villar and Peruzzi. That's because Alvarez Balanta has also been at that Olympics and has only just come back, but he's absolutely creased, so we're not going to bother with him today. He's still improving well though, which is great to see. Sanchez as the anchor man with Cleverly and Bravo in front of him. Pereira and Delafeu on the wings with Origi up front. As you can see, it's this new shape. It's the shape we had, I think, right at the first start of the first season. Hopefully, I'm feeling this year though we've got the necessary players to possibly pull it off this year. So in the first season we just didn't have the players to really pull off such a formation, because it is a one usually used for better teams. They have Graziano Pelli and Bridges Ambalonga up front, so that is a fairly frightening strike force for our defenders to take care of. As we get today's game underway here at Nottingham Forest, as we look for a good start to a new year in charge here at Villa, and hopefully a year full of good possibilities, but that is not the start we wanted. Jared Delafeu picks up an injury in his first game at the club on loan, and Jack Grealish will have to come in again. Grealish is probably going to be subbed down to kind of a rotation option this year, having been a So that's a good save by Valdez. As after being a kind of first team player for a few years, he's going to be probably back at a third choice winger this year. But of course, if Delafeu gets injured for a while, that could all change, and he could be back to that first team winger he has been. Anyway, as you saw there, Graziano Pelle coming close, probably should have scored. Federico Bravo now picking up a yellow card to go with that. And we look a bit at sea as Brita Sambalonga has hit the post. So and they're going to score, aren't they? They really should score. They've been all over. Here's Divock Origi. Here's Pereira now. Cleverly. Origi, that's a shocking shot. Half an hour gone now, still 0-0. Game has kind of petered out a bit after that fairly exciting first 20 minutes or so with Nottingham Forest kind of all over us. But since then we've been able to kind of just dull the game out really. I'm going to tell the guys to keep going and we could still possibly pick up a win tonight. Like in the game which we really should be winning, like we should be beating a team like Nottingham Forest, but knowing us, kind of we won't. We'll lose 1-0 or 2-0. Here's Peruzzi, maybe a chance to counter now. Now they're going to score. Sambalonga, it's a good save by Valdez in net, who I think is still looking for a move away because he said something about homesickness last. Ron Vlaar hits the bar. God, I thought Ron was going to curl one in there for a second. Here's Peruzzi. Origi had to score there. He hits the bar as well, but that was a much easier opportunity. Ron Vlaars was from a free kick. Origi only 2 or 3 yards out. Had to score, really. He's picked up a knock now as well, so he's going to have to come off. We're going to bring on trusty Libor Kozak to play up front on his own. It's because of our injuries at the moment. The fact that Kozak is really our second striker at the moment. Agbonlahor still got that long-term injury. Benteke is out for now, so you're kind of like we're really, and Danny Ings of course sold. Oh no, Jesus Christ! It sums it up, doesn't it? Brita Sambalonga coming in at the front post. It's been an even enough game, but they've managed to kind of get, I suppose, they've got the lead. They're late on, and we're going to have to try and change things around here. I don't know how we do so, but we're going to have to go more route one, much higher tempo. Pump ball into box. I got to try, I suppose, and get something out of this. Delph's going to come on for Bravo. We're going to stick him with a box to box for the last 5 minutes. I don't think we're going to get anything from this game though, which is a real disappointment, I have to say. Like, I don't know how, like, what is it actually going to take that will improve our performance? Because like this result has kind of pretty much summed up the past few years. Like, and it's just the same as last year, really. Like, it's just exactly the same, which is so disappointing. Delafeu's out for 3 weeks. That's not too bad, I suppose. Could have been worse. Next live commentary. Liverpool. I've done Liverpool a lot though in this series. No, we're gonna do Liverpool though. I suppose it's a big enough game. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. I'll see you guys later. Bye.